Visualizing the insanity of this unmasked vigilante. The insanity that's been sown across all humanity. And I'm not talking about Christianity. I'm talking about the mentality. That we are, black people, don't care about slavery. No one questions what we used to be before we were shipped overseas. And taught to listen to whatever the master says and to obey these. These principles of their sick societies where land had no value until all slaves became free. Where men were hanging from trees was a regular sight to see. And no one gave two shits about people like me unless I had a gun cocked with intent to stop the blood in their veins. What's our history? And why do we feel our history begins with slavery? See now, I'm crazy for thinking about these things and talking about it out in the open. Because no one cares about these where there's Bahama breeze, coconut trees, and Bacardi. But when we don't realize what happens in the States directly affects our country. At least they fought back in the States, but we are just lazy and accepted this industry to live in servitude, never developing our own collective attitude towards our own independency. Time to ask these things, unlock these things, find out our true Bahamian history and why it only goes as shallow as slavery. Why Columbus traded us freely, so we made a national statue for all to see. We are all Africans originally, and I speak no fallacies. Because if a Chinese is born in the Bahamas genetically, he is still Chinese. So what makes us more Bahamian than the stamp on the passport for our own traveling needs? Unravel this mystery. Think about the tum-tums we beat. Unmask our history.
He sent his only begotten Son to die on the cross with love so dramatic. But these sins, they burn like tires on asphalt, and that's tragic. Better yet, look at the traffic. Because even the road to hell is paved with good intentions, and that's drastic. And the guilt of this sin in you had convictions of a sinner who was a saint who fell down, but I was both a saint and a sinner too. And who was I to throw the blame to? Because the wages of sin is death, and God said, I must pay you. See, I was a partial atheist. I just couldn't see the change, so when I paid for my sins, I told them to keep the change, knowing that I needed a change. Because I was disconnected from God, because I was out of range. Out of range because I had no time, I had no minutes, I was impatient. I was plagued with a sin-sick soul, but I needed a doctor, but I was impatient. I suffered the ramifications for not being patient. Eventually I was blessed with a watch, so I had time to be patient. And they say faith without works is dead. Well, I had the faith, but I was jobless. See, I wanted blessings and answers here and now, so I was considered Job-esque. Willfully sinning and consistently failing God's test. But God somehow transformed me. So that my test will become testimony. Sinner in you.
I still can't seem to see what people dream to be when they make up themselves to look like the most attractive copy of a nonconformist. Is it retroactive to think if I dress like someone who dresses like no one else, I'll be like only one other person? Like no one else thought of this. It's like believing a cheating, abusive addict still loves you because of a soft kiss. The office calls to tell you you have to work on your day off, like you never called in sick with a dirty trick, so that you can find some another to lick, or sometime by yourself, to think about yourself. That isn't shellfish like black crab disease. Sometimes you have to feed your inner self some ease, some sunshine, to remind your mind you're not just working to be working, but to provide a better day, a better form of living, giving yourself a chance to dance, if only with yourself. because feet without feeling may be cut off. And it's hard to walk on stubs because the ground's soft only when you're sinking. So say about freedom when you're staring and someone asks you what you're thinking. Thank you.
Like the black night and the bright day battle for constant dominance, we argue. No compromise. Your voice is if you disregard every good that I ever did. My tone is if you were less than the girl that I courted for in this relationship. Oblivious to the period that our feelings switched. Frustrated as if we spoke different languages. Your inner eyebrows angle down as far as they can go. Lips purse, cursed words disperse, feelings hurt like betrayal. Of a lover, of a brother hurt like betrayal, of a father hurt like rejection. I'm misunderstood, angered, and cornered, so I fight back harder to protect my ego. For you to completely emasculate me, to prove your point, whatever it may be, to me means zero. I don't see where we meet. It was like I was walking in my sleep, my world where I expected you to understand the importance of me providing, me protecting, me correcting and being corrected without verbalizing to you that my manliness to me is like your beauty. The care that you give to your hair, the sheen for your retro afro, the way you paint your fingernails and toes, the way you tie down your cornrows. I hold my manhood oh so close. Like the black night and the bright day struggle for dominance, we argue. I pray for an eclipse as a drought prays for Passover precipitation. We argue for hours like ping pong balls, simultaneously, heinously, incognito, blaming you, blaming me. I'm breaking you, you're breaking me. Stall of love. We break down love like we hate down love. All because of our ever confusing pride that never wanted us to be alone in the first place. Honestly, let's work it out. No, I'm wrong, but say that you heard my thought. Condescending tone me not, for I am a man, your man, forgot. I just want to understand the plot before we lose something that we fought so hard for. Like the black night and the bright day strive for pride, I see that the most beautiful time is day-night compromise. Color spectrums displayed at sunset and sunrise. And although compromise births the day and the night, I will help to set your sun if you help to make my sun rise. Misunderstanding.
An aluminum body had an orgy with steel and glass. I asked why. It replied that it was love at first sight. Love doesn't always have happy endings. Bad things happen to good people despite their fidelity. And you've left every one of your lovers walking like sinners on hell's fires, melting, choking from the air of your combusted lungs. And the only apology that you had for their agony was bloody kisses from head to toe. You went bang. Because the finale of a climax is always in the last stroke, convincing steel and glass to collapse together on the surfacing of each other's teeth. I asked why. You replied that it was destiny and flights 11, 175, 77, 93, 3, 2, 1. Silence. As if the Big Apple finally spoiled pure silence that September. Or had it been December, because I know that Santa Claus doesn't come twice a year. Because I've seen debris-dyed snow carpet the tarred floor and powdered citizens into full-body geishas. I wasn't there, but I knew that disaster was occurring when I felt the earthquake, because every time Uncle Sam topples over, the entire world shakes and even wakes up Japan at 2 a.m. fair. Gluttonous enough to eat the science out of atheists, buckled up and staring at a spiraling sky, screaming to a God that they never believed in, and I just kept wondering what ran through their minds on that 93rd flight, fighting diplomatically when they all knew that they were going to die. We may not all be famous, but 3,000 spirits pour out their souls to us whenever the wind decides to howl too hard. Feel the crunching of 618,000 bones broken in dust that you now step on, and whenever I hear the sound of a mumbling engine, I will remember what happened that day, 9/11. Bang! An aluminum body had an orgy with steel and glass. I asked why. It replied that it was love at first sight. Another bang. Steel and glass convinced themselves to collapse on the scraping of each other's teeth. I asked why. You replied that it was destiny in flights. 11, 175, 77, 93, 3, 2, 1, take off. All 4 planes align, only to meet an apocalypse in the sky.
It mimics me. I cannot hide. Step for step it's by my side. Like a good old game of chess. The shadow knows all my steps. Even when I turn around, it mocks me. Without a sound. Floating like a ray of light. Impersonating my life. It could surely walk the walk. But I've never heard him talk. We never had a discussion on just what it is. But he's watching. Or why he's following me around. Lying there, flat on the ground. Waiting for me every day, and still he has nothing to say. Is he performing on my hand? Learning about the outer man? Reserving my life in a vault to be the witness to my faults? Maybe he's the dark side of me. A ghostly spirit. Or my enemy. Maybe he wants to be my friend. Or maybe I'm following him.
This poem is entitled Dream Girl. Her persona was as cool and as refreshing as the wind on a Christmas afternoon. Too bad she left me so soon. Her mentality is unlike one I've never seen before. One that shines so bright it was hard to ignore. She speaks with intellect and moves with grace. Her personality matches up to her face. They were both beautiful and strong. With a woman like this, a guy could never go wrong. She's down to earth, but she's also a God-fearer. I don't think me in a relationship with her could be any clearer. Although her age, she is by far one of the most mature. I don't think she'd date a man if he didn't open the door to a building or a car for her to walk in, for her to get in or walk through. Her persona is one that seems to be so true. She can balance everything she has on her plate. She can even multitask. Her name, nobody should dare ask. I'm keeping her character locked away. In my mind is where she would stay. Only I don't know her identity because I only want her to be a friend to me. She speaks only positive things, nothing that would ever bring pain. Her words wash away every bad thought like rain. Her touch, although familiar, it's new, because she brings with her something that is so true, and that's a genuine heart, and I'd seen it from the start. Too bad that dream left me so soon, but I'll be here waiting for that Christmas afternoon. Thank you.
I listened to tracks all night long, smoked 3 fat blunts and wrote this poem. And as the dark drew close and the clouds came in, my mind whirled while trapped in the cacophony of my thoughts. And the rain came, the rain came, the rain came. I listened to tracks all night long, smoked 3 fat blunts and wrote this poem. And there was a brother on the sax and a sister singing the blues while I pulled, puffed, and tried not to lose my sanity in the fumes. And still the rain came. The rain came. As I danced through the tracks of my tears, the melody played my fears as the double bass killed me. I listened to tracks all night long, smoked 3 fat blunts and wrote this poem. And I am crying and singing and laughing, crying, laughing, singing, choking on smoke, jazzing as the rain scattered on my soul. And the rain came, the rain came. And as he sang, I heard the spirits cry out to their mother. The more I inhaled, the louder they wailed. Skies lit by jagged, white, hot fire. Herbal breath vibed from my radio. And I danced as sky piss stung my eyes. And the thunder bass reverberated in my bones. Dark skies. The rain came. The rain came. I listened to tracks all night long, smoked 3 fat blunts, and wrote this poem.
I dreamt about you. I couldn't figure out if I was asleep or awake, but if this is my subconscious reality, don't wake me. Because if falling into you is as easy as falling asleep, I'm definitely aesthetically induced. Even in my dreams, my limbs go limp from the radius of your touch. Touch me. Not with your hands, but with your words. Give expressions of a universe I thought would never exist in this solar system, much less in me. I saw stars. Not the ones in the sky, but the ones that listen to you through your eyes. They shine so bright. I'm like a dare caught in the headlight. You will learn me. Light up my night better than the morning. And let me be your reflection. That mirrored reaction to you. Your words are so sweet to the soul and healing to my bones. Honeycomb. Proverbs describes you perfectly. Well, except for that piece of reality that life ushers me. I'm definitely dreaming. Reality can never be as rich as my fantasies. But wait, let's bridge our hearts together. So one day we'll find each other and connect our 2 worlds. My access will always gravitate around you, so you will always be the center of my attention. See? I'm already distracted, and you haven't moved to say a word. Let me be your dream girl. So every night, instead of falling asleep, you fall into me. I'm the missing piece of the puzzle that you need to complete. We need each other like the last piece of sleep. Thank you.
The bar is closed. We only talk to each other to see how far it goes, then I see it in your eyes. Beauty that belongs only to the skies. Someone like you is saying only through demise. I'm saying you're an angel. I'm saying for you I would find the end of any rainbow. I'm saying with you I'll go to the end of the world. The girl of my dreams. In this world it may seem like there is no love, but I love you like there is no pain that comes along with it. We just met and I hardly know you, but if I have to take my cold, empty heart out of my chest to show you that already it belongs to you, and that's just something I'll have to go through. Look at what eye contact has produced. Feelings that only God can give to humans as a gift. Feelings that I feel I owe you. Just for being so gorgeous, are you a sausage? What's this you're doing to me? It's torturing, but yet blissful. I want to love you like you're an orphan. I'm Superman. You're my lowest lane. I could go on and on again, telling you how much you blow my brain. The most dazzling sound I've ever heard was someone calling your name. In heaven they must be pouring champagne, celebrating because they completed their task. And send me what I've been asking for all my life. You're my wife. Maybe I'm thinking too far ahead, but about this one thing I'm sure I'm right. Take my hand and be sure that I have your back. You're running through my mind like it's an Olympic track. Excuse me if I watch too much, but to me you're Cinemax. Sigh. I'm in a mess. What if I give her my all and she don't give it back? What if she doesn't at all find me to be of any interest? What if she wants to be just friends? That one moment we all wish would never end. I mean, we haven't said any more than a sentence to each other, but to that smile I surrender my defense. To those lips I surrender mine. With the touch of those soft hands you could heal the lame and the blind. The eyes are windows to the soul. In your eyes are wonder to behold. I wouldn't have imagined chemistry like this in such short time. The lose used to suffer. Something I've had enough of. Diamonds shine and you're no diamond yet you shine like not one of them has ever shined before. From cross to core, rooftop to floor. I'll hold on to that moment until we make more. So come on.